And welcome to another edition of Pop It with your host, Matt Rebar. And we're bringing back some big time winners. Last week, Blake went head to head with Alexa and beat Alexa, who was like our 5-time consecutive champ. So Blake's here today. Robin tied with Blake and Alexa, I think 2 episodes ago. And she's back here today to try and get, I think, her 3rd or 4th win. So we got big winner talent. And of course, my really good friend, I call her my business professional. She is so smart. She's so talented. Monica, thanks for joining us today. I'm so glad I have the 3 of you here. And let's start off with, I think, my favorite topic of tonight. Some pictures were revealed about the Powerpuff Girls CW reboot. And, these pictures were kind of rough. I think the internet was not happy, to say the least. Robin, let's start with you about these Powerpuff remake. What are we thinking?
I hate it. It looks so bad. And that's not really a hot take. Everyone knows it to see it. Look, and I don't think a reboot is exciting. I don't think it had to be live action. I think you can have way more fun with animation. And I think you're going to miss out on a lot of what made the show really special. Like, I don't think a person in makeup is going to exactly give like the flamboyant, queer, powerful energy that him as a cartoon did. And the cartoon aired from 1998 to 2005. So the people who are going to be most nostalgic for this, I think, are like in their 20s right now, like 21 to 30. And I think we're all just like far too cynical. We see what's going on here.
That's your time. That's your time. Beautiful. Monica, thoughts on these pics that were released?
I want to know who approved the release of this. Like, are they going to get fired? Like, can we write them? Like, what were they thinking? I mean, personally, I don't really know anything about Powerpuff. I didn't know that this was a reboot. I mean, I was familiar with them growing up, but I'm like, what is your marketing? What is your business sense? Like, who is this being targeted to? Just appalling.
All right, Blake, close us out. Powerpuff Girls reboot. What are we feeling with these pics?
Okay, first of all, it is the pilot pre-production. We don't know what they're doing yet. Let's give them a break. Second of all, the only person I care about in that whole series is Mojo Jojo. So I had to look if he was going to be in it. Turns out his son is going to be in it. And this is where they lost me, because someone who should have been played by Danny DeVito has a son that looks like they could play Edward Cullen. And I'm not about that. So I'm all out on it.
I gotta say, you know things are gonna be iffy when CW is involved, because I mean, you look at the latest CW projects like Riverdale. I mean, oh my God. And I think a live action could work, but the costumes, we can't have these 25-year-old girls running around in these kindergarten jumpers. It looks ridiculous. You just look at it and you're like, this is just, no. I think as of right now, I agree with Blake. We'll give them a chance. Maybe they'll see the feedback and revamp it a little bit, but I'm worried. I know that's how I feel. Gwen Stefani is back again, and she's back again in high school for her new song Slow Clap with Sweetie. Does it deserve a slow clap, or are we not clapping? Blake, back to you.
All right, first of all, the beat, not very slow clappy-ish, couldn't go with it. A lot of the stuff she was talking about, I wasn't sold on being slow clap worthy, like sidestepping people in the hallway. That's just rude. But then I got to the end of the song and realized she's telling herself it is 5:34 a.m. Amen, like going to bed. And I realized this is just a woman slow clapping herself in her room to a pump up song, and that deserves a slow clap.
Interesting take. I love it. Monica, how do we feel about Gwen, 51-year-old Gwen Stefani, still kicking it at high school? What do we think?
Oh my gosh, I loved it. Now, maybe the song in itself wasn't exactly something that I would, prefer to listen to, but I think it was on brand for her. I think it reminds me of the 2000s, something that I would, want to jam to in my early days, like Holla Back Girl. Love the reference to that. The music video, awesome. Gwen looked amazing for 51, and I think it was true to her brand, and I really hope it goes viral, even though, it might not be my cup of tea now, but it brings me back, and I think that's the effective part.
And Robin, close us out with this Gwen Stefani take. What do we think?
Well, it's funny that it's called slow clap, which I feel like is what an audience does after a moment where they're not really quite sure what to do or how to feel. And that's how this song and this video kind of left me feeling. I'm kind of living for it, but I kind of don't like anything about it. The high school thing is weird to me. When I think of like a high school music video, I think of Lip Gloss. And when that came out in 2007, Lil Mama was 17. So it made a little bit more sense than Gwen Stefani, who is 51, but does look great. And also, Saweetie's verse is really cool.
Mm-hmm. I just say, I do agree this isn't Gwen's wheelhouse, like Monica said, but she's done High School Aesthetics for a long time. Let's change that out a little bit. I would have preferred a twist. As the song, I think it sounds like something that you'd see in a commercial for TJ Maxx. It's just not. It's like pop, but it misses a mark somewhere. I don't know where. So, but you know what? Good for her, Gwen. I love you. Keep it up, okay? Kate Winslet made major headlines when she says that she knows at least 4 actors still in the closet. And I think a lot of people are saying, oh, wow, is Hollywood still in a place where we have celebrities just not comfortable with their identities? Robin, I really want to hear your take on this.
Yeah, so I think, well, I don't know as if liberal Hollywood is really a thing, because at the end of the day, it's individuals and companies who are profit driven. And so, under capitalism, a lot of decisions are made, inherently conservative, because a change to the status quo means potentially a change to your business model or to your personal income. So I think people, whether it's Hollywood, government, the financial world, all over the place, people are not ready to come out, and I think that's okay. It's it's a shame, but it's never easy for people to come out. But for some people, it could be really career and life altering. So,
Monica, what did you think of this? What was going through your head?
I wasn't shocked at her assessment. I think I remember reading like historically some articles, especially about some gay male actors that had came out, and they felt that they got pigeonholed into like certain types of roles. And I remember hearing those type of experiences. So definitely not shocked for her assessment. But side note, I do think it's a little weird that she was speaking out on this. I don't know. It felt like kind of like an attention moment for her, because I feel like now the media will go back, oh, who's in her close personal circle? Who are these 4 people? It didn't feel genuine. It just felt like, oh, hey, like I'm here to talk about this. It didn't really feel like an ally to me, really.
And that's your time. Perfect. Blake, what do you think about Kate Winslet? She says she knows all these closet actors. What's your take?
Well, first of all, for anyone, the more people you're in front of, the harder it is to be you in most aspects. So like if you're an actor, just to put out anything personal that everyone's going to know is going to be tough. But as far as like her talking about this now, it's because she got like a leading role where she had a woman lover, and she got tired of people asking about, did you take a role from someone else? But that was it. It's just Hollywood. That's how it's going to be. A lot of people. It's hard for people to come out.
I think you guys all raised some good points, but Monica, I definitely love your point. Is this kind of a problem for her to say this? Because the media is going to go back and be like, okay, who's Kate Winslet's friends with? And let's go through and rake up their sexuality, which is a total media thing to do. And that I think is a great point. Is I get her message. I get what she's trying to say, but I do agree. Is it a little, did she have to be a little specific about it, where it was like, I know 4 people? Yeah, I agree. That's a great point. Moving on, we're looking at a Magic Mike competition show at the works at HBO Max. So they're looking to find the most Magic Mike person. Will this just be Douchebag City, or is this going to be maybe an inspiring reality show? What do we hope, or what do we fear? Blake, back to you.
I have no hopes for this show at all. Never would watch it. But the tagline is about men who have lost their magic coming back and being comfortable about their bodies. If you get people like me and Matt in on that show, it's going to be a great show. It's going to turn out awesome. We're going to lose weight. We're going to start stripping. It's going to be Chippendales-esque. But you put just former quarterbacks just trying to get back to being hot again, it's going to be douchebag central.
And Monica, what's your take on the Magic Mike competition show?
So my initial take was like, this sounds awesome. Like I like the concept, but then I did kind of take a step back and think, ooh, like this has the potential to like turn into like Jersey Shore 2.0, Guido, like tasteless. But on the flip side, I'm hopeful, because I would watch it if it is inspiring and great. I mean, I think that there needs to be more shows for men to feel good about themselves, like want to strive for being better. I feel like it's lacking right now in entertainment. I think if it's tastefully done, it has good people, it has potential, but I'm skeptical.
And that's your time. Beautiful. Robin, Magic Mike competition. What do we feel? How are we feeling?
Well, I don't know if you saw, but the nationwide casting is going on right now. So Matt and Blake, I think it's your time. But no, and on that note, I think it all comes down to the cast. I think it's an inherently kind of funny concept. So if you have, a bunch of, there's some funny moments, and I could think some good story arcs we could see there. But it's also funny to me to just imagine what this show would look like with women. Taking like women down on their luck and having them become strippers as an empowerment exercise. I'm wondering what sort of the body positivity narrative might be between this Magic Mike men version as opposed to if they did it with women. But I will also not be watching it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Robin, especially with this idea of like what would that double standard look like? And Blake and Monica, and I think Robin hinted at this too, if this is people like Blake and I, if this is like, we're taking average Joes, people who, really need that spark of magic, it will be fantastic. But if this turns into like jacked guys talking about how they wish they were more jacked, I mean, who's going to watch that? Who's going to turn into that? That's just going to be a dud. So we wish them luck. It's kind of like the Powerpuff Girls. We're not as skeptical of the Magic Mike show, but we're cautious. We have a little red flag raised. And our last topic, more news about the inevitable Indiana Jones 5. They're adding Phoebe Waller-Bridge of Fleabag. John Williams is returning. And, of course, Harrison Ford is playing Indy. My biggest question that I had was, please tell me that Phoebe isn't going to be the love interest. And please let this movie be good, because after Crystal Skull, that series has taken such a nosedive. Robin, there's a lot here. What's your big takeaway?
Well, I'm just sort of hoping that by default, it's better than Crystal Skull, because that was just such a bad movie that, I think sort of whatever they put out is probably going to be better than that. I'm excited for the John Williams score, of course, and I hope they make Phoebe sort of like a really cool sidekick, maybe something like an archaeology student who's being mentored by Indy, but she's able to like outsmart him in a lot of ways. Some sort of dynamic like that could be really fun to watch. Yeah, God forbid it's a love interest, and God forbid there's like an alien plot twist like there was with Crystal Skull. Not interested in that.
Awesome. Monica, what's your thoughts on this?
I've never watched an Indiana Jones movie. I don't even really know the concept, but once I hear like 5 of anything, I'm like, this is a little weird. And then I hear that Disney acquired it and it's like a 5th, and I'm just like even more skeptical. And then the Indiana Jones guy, Harrison, whatever, isn't he like President Biden's age? And is he going to play an action figure character or something? And are they even filming right now? Is he going to make it to the end? I don't know. That was just kind of my thought. I don't know anything about the series though.
Fair questions raised. Blake, Indiana Jones 5, all this news. What are we thinking?
Okay, I'm just going to be the defender against everyone here. First of all, don't ever talk crap on Pirates of the Caribbean like you just did, Monica. Then I don't care about the love interest or whatever. I'm just upset Shia LaBeouf's not in it. I love anything with him in it. And people want to say anything about the aliens and that Crystal Skull or whatever. But no, Ark of the Covenant giving God's power to the Nazis to become invincible is totally way more normal of a plot twist. So all I care about, Shia LaBeouf's not in it. Indy, go do whatever you want. I probably won't watch it now.
Yeah. I think, listen, I love Harrison Ford, but Indiana Jones is known for going in and cartwheeling and saving the day. I don't want to be ageist. I'm just worried, how will Harrison Ford do that? So like, is his character going to be more like behind the scenes, like in the lab, like kind of chilling, and like maybe Phoebe is like in the field? All I'm saying is, would it really be a shame if they just recast the character? Anywho, moving on. I don't know. That's just me. Okay, it was close tonight with 27 points. Blake with 29 points. Robin, but Monica, 31 points. Your spicy takes means that you beat out our 2 winners. How do you feel?
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Well, I am so happy that all 3 of you could be, and all 3 of you will be on. Monica, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until next time, peace out.